This Labor Day, say goodbye to spills, stains, and overpriced furniture with WashableSofas.com, featuring Anabay, the only machine washable sofa inside and out, where designer quality meets budget-friendly pricing. Sofas start at just $6.99, making it the perfect time to upgrade your space. Anabay's pet-friendly, stain-resistant, and interchangeable slipcovers are made with high-performance fabric built for real life. You'll love the cloud-like comfort of hypoallergenic, high-resilience foam that never needs fluffing, and a durable steel frame that stands the test of time. With modular pieces, you can rearrange anytime. It's a sofa that adapts to your life. Now through Labor Day, get up to 60% off site-wide at WashableSofas.com. Every order comes with a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. If you're not in love, send it back for a full refund. No return shipping, no restocking fees, every penny back. Shop now at WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.
It's KFI AM 640, and you're listening to The Conway Show on demand on the iHeartRadio app. KFI AM 640, it's Conway Show. All right, back in town. Who cares? Angel Martinez, before we get into Alex Stone, Angel Martinez, you said there's a 5 to 6 to 10 mile backup somewhere?
Yeah, 7 to 8 mile backup. This is on the 15. Northbound lanes are closed right outside of Baker. And this is due to a big rig fire. And they were having some problems getting some water out to the scene here. At one point, flames from this fire were shooting 100 feet straight up into the air.
Oof. What's on fire out there?
The big rig.
Oh, the big rig. All right. But it's carrying batteries. It's one of those deals, where these batteries for cars and it'll be on fire for 4 days.
Could be. I mean, I don't know what the contents of the trailer are, but if it's full of batteries, it's going to take a long time to put out those flames.
All right, so people half-ass this again. Where is it? Northbound near Baker?
Yes, right outside of Baker, before Baker on the North 15. That's where northbound lanes are closed. They are turning traffic around at Zizek's Road. So they're going to force you to go southbound. On the southbound side of the 15, at the scene of this fire, they have the left lane closed.
Oh, that's a good idea. Okay.
Yeah. And so that's pushing the drive back for about 7.5 miles. Northbound is slowing for about 8 miles.
Great. Okay, we'll keep on top of that. Thank you, Angel Martinez.
You got it.
All right, let's get to Alex Stone. Alex, how you, bub?
Ding dong. Welcome back.
Ding dong with you. Thank you,
Captive
man.
audience out there on the freeway stuck behind that fire and listening to KFI.
Yeah, they're all on their way to Vegas or, on their way to Utah. A lot of listeners go to Utah for the summer or wherever you're going.
Vegas on a Monday.
But man, when you leave, like at noon on a Monday, you think, okay, there's not going to be any traffic. I don't want to go at night or in the morning when there's traffic. And then you get snarled and stuck in one of those things. It could be deadly. It's 100 degrees out there. And if you didn't, prep for it, you don't have water, you don't have food. Maybe the kids are in diapers and they're essing all over the back of the car. It could be a nightmare.
Absolutely. You're running low on gas thinking, I'll just make it a little bit beyond where we are. And then.
Right. Or how about you're one of these, gamblers, one of these, guys who take chances in life, and he's going to take your electric car to Vegas. That's over.
Sitting there, yeah.
That's done.
Is it called idling in an electric car? What are you doing as you're sitting there running the air conditioning?
And then you don't run the air conditioning because you don't want to burn out the battery. So you sit there in 105 degrees, and you're like, God almighty, why did I get this?
Yeah,
why did I get this? All right, so we got information coming out of India, that big plane crash. Is that right?
Yeah, so you remember a couple of weeks ago in June, the Boeing 787 Dreamliner, that it was seen on video taking off, then kind of pancaking down, just flat falling. It would look like a stall that clearly they didn't have engine power, and then it went into a building, and a number of people were killed on the ground and all but one killed on board. In total, 260 people were killed. But just like the U.S., India's government, they follow the NTSB model, and about 6 weeks after an incident, an aviation incident, they put out a preliminary report. And then a year later, they put out the cause of their findings and put everything together. But typically in these preliminary reports, it's kind of everything we know. It's just factual information. But this one had some real surprise things in it. That one, the fuel switches were turned off moments after the plane lifted off from the runway. And that did what the fuel switches are designed to do, turned off the engines, stopped fuel flowing into those engines. And those switches, Tim, are right below the thrust levers on every Boeing aircraft, on
idea.
737s, 777s, 787s. They're all the same. So every pilot knows them. It is very clear what they are. John Nance, former 737 pilot, our ABC News aviation consultant, saying, that tells him something.
Somebody turned the engines off, and they would have known, since these are two qualified pilots, they would have known what the consequences were. So either there was a mental aberration or it was purposeful.
There is not a procedure in the world that on takeoff you would turn both of those engines off, no matter what the
Alex,
situation
are they covered? Like, there's a dump button here at KFI, and if somebody swears or says something stupid, I got to pull the plastic up and then hit that dump button. There's no protection.
Well, there is. So yeah, these switches, they've got a locking mechanism in them. They're spring loaded, so they've got to pull them out and go around a metal gate.
Somebody did that on purpose then.
So yeah, it makes it so they can't be accidentally switched. Now that they got to pull them over, they got to do this thing. It's no bumping it with your elbow or vibrating on takeoff that they move. The head of Air India, he says that he's calling on people not to speculate that one of the pilots did it on purpose. They don't know yet. We also know from this what the pilots were saying in the cockpit. One more for you, Steve Ganyard, our other aviation analyst. He's gone through the transcript. Here's what they were saying.
We do know that one of the pilots asked the other pilot, why did you move those switches? Why did you cut off the fuel to both of the engines? The other pilot said, I didn't do it.
Now, they don't identify which pilot, if it's the captain or the first officer, if it's the flying pilot or the non-flying pilot, who's talking to who in this, but I mean, you could argue that even the person who did it, if they did it intentionally, knowing they're being recorded, could say, hey, why'd you do that? To try to throw off investigators. But one pilot accuses the other of shutting off the engines right after they lift off. Then they tried to restart the engines, and one began to just produce a little bit of thrust. It was spooling back up when they hit the ground. The other one had just reignited but hadn't actually begun spinning yet and producing any thrust. And then had they had a little bit more altitude, they probably would have had more time to do that, but they just didn't. So it was either a major mistake that the captain had 14,000 flying hours, the first officer, I think, around 3,000, that unlikely, that there's no reason why their hands would have ever been down there on takeoff.
Murder.
The switches are independent. If one has a problem, the other one's not going to do the same thing. Was it some weird big flaw on the Dreamliner? Probably not. Or was this a big murder-suicide?
Yeah,
and we've seen it before. Eurowings that went into the side of a mountain a number of years ago. Still, many believe the Malaysia airline was. There have been others around the world. But somehow that switch both of them, got turned off, and they did what they're designed to do, and they shut off the engine.
You know, the one, Alex Stubbs with us from ABC News, while I was off last week, I was looking through YouTube, and I saw this. They're doing, it's not a documentary, but it's like a news piece that they did in India where the guy who survived the plane crash was going to go home. And they followed him in the hospital. Then they followed him home. And they did interviews with him. And he's sitting in his living room and he's watching TV. The windows are open. The fan's on. You can hear the fan. And it's the first day back and he's sitting in the living room. And then the second day back, he goes in the backyard and he comes back to the living room and he's sitting on the couch. And on the second day, this guy's on the couch. The wife from the kitchen says, hey, honey, when are you going back to work?
Time to go back already.
How about that? 2 days. You get a day and a half on the couch, and she's banging on you to get back into the office.
Honey, I just survived a plane crash. Right. Can I get one more day?
That's right. I'm the only one that survived. How many people died on that plane? It was hundreds.
260.
260 people died. This one guy survives. He's taking a breather with a looks like a beer on a couch, and she's banging on him.
You know, it still makes no sense that this guy survived.
Right.
When you look at the wreckage left behind, the only thing that survived was the tail and some of the wings coming out of the building, and that he tells a story of somehow he got booted out of there, and he was the one guy who all of a sudden was in rubble going, whoa, what just went on?
Yeah.
And that everybody else and all the people on the ground that a 787 landed on them.
It's unbelievable. Buddy, I appreciate you coming on.
Welcome back.
And we'll thank you very much. We'll speak to you real soon.
You got it.
All right, thanks, man. Alex Stone with ABC News. Yeah, it's a big, bad story out of India. That's horrible. All right, we got a lot to cover. The northbound 15 is screwed up. There's a truck on fire right outside of Baker. So if you're going northbound, you're going to, I don't know, you're driving cross country with your buddies, you're on a big road trip, you're going to Vegas, you're going to Utah, wherever you're going, Nevada, you're going to be hammered with this thing. It's a 5, 6, 7 mile backup. Doesn't look like there's any ending in sight. We'll keep an eye on it because I know you're listening to KFI. It's one of the few stations that comes in up there. And the other station is the desert station, but they do traffic on the hour and on the half. So you could be sitting there for 25 minutes without an update on why you're sitting in 100-degree heat. But we do it a little more often here with Angel Martinez.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
There is a huge backup on the 15. If you're going northbound, you're going towards Vegas. Right as you cross the 40, things are looking good. You got Peggy Sue's 50 diner. Nobody's ever been there, but you passed it a million times. And then you run into a little bit of traffic. You're like, oh, this will probably clear up. It's not. It's not going to clear up. It is going to. It happens before Baker, according to Angel Martinez, who doesn't lie that often about traffic. They're taking you off at Zizix Road, and you're going to have to go back south and then get on the 40, and then go north on the 40 on probably 95 to get around it. It's only about a 3-hour workaround, so you should be. You should enjoy that. Yeah, unbelievable. All right, today is the day that the Olympics are going to start 3 years from today. Are we ready for them? No, we're not even close. But they're going to start whether we're ready or not. 3 years from today, July 14th, we're going to have the Olympics. And I don't know. I don't see any excitement yet. I don't see anyone talking about it. I don't hear anybody, none of my relatives who live out of state are saying, hey, can we come hang with you and grab an extra room or get a blow up bed and crash your place. I've got none of that. None of that action coming in. And I don't know if it's going to either. I don't know if the Olympics has the same attraction as they used to. When we used to play, in the Olympics, when the Russians and the United States got together, there was a Cold War going on. And this is the only time we really saw them. They wanted to beat the hell out of the Soviets in all the sports. But now nobody really cares, I don't think, and it's always weird summer sports they introduce, like break dancing. Who's that? Right. Who was that chick that was in the break dancing that ruined it for everybody from Australia? It was like Shambo or Bo. I don't remember her name, but she had some kind of a strange nickname that she had, and she destroyed it for everybody.
Ray Gun,
that's right. Yeah. Ray Gun killed rap or breakdancing. It's over. I don't know what she's doing now, but she killed an Olympic sport. But anyway, it is 3 years from today that we will all be celebrating the Olympics.
A big day for 700 kids from all across Los Angeles. They get to have Play LA Day here at the Coliseum, and you see some of what they're doing, the adaptive basketball game that is going on here in front of us. And beyond that, they have hockey, there is football and soccer, and so much for these kids to do. And all of this is to get these kids from across the city excited for Olympic-style sports, adaptive sports, because remember, the Paralympics are coming to Los Angeles in 2028 as well. And this morning, a special ceremony as they lit the torch here at the Memorial Coliseum. 3, 2, 1, light the torch! What an exciting morning to watch that happen.
Really?
Is it?
Yeah, that was really exciting, huh?
What an exciting morning! 3, 2, 1,
light the torch.
What an exciting morning to watch that happen. And all of these kids out here get to be here for that moment. The mayor talking about how she wants to encourage kids to play sports. We also heard from the CEO of LA28. That's the organizer.
If you're not playing sports as a kid, I don't know if the mayor coming out saying, hey, you should play sports turns you around. I think it just sort of reminds you that you're not that good at it, and you're not going to play. Dad's not into it. Mom's not into it. I can always tell, like when I see people rioting or I see just people at a park throwing a ball around, I can always tell whether the dad spent time with the son throwing the ball around. You can always tell in the form that the son has and how he throws the ball if dad spent any time with him on the field throwing the ball around. You can always tell. It's 100%. It's the easiest tell on a guy.
Talking about how she wants to encourage kids to play sports. We also heard from the CEO of LA28. That's the organizing group that is helping with everything, bringing the games to Los Angeles and Southern California in 2028. It is a big, exciting time.
Sports gives you so many benefits, from health to building relationships to discipline.
This will be the biggest Olympics ever.
But they always say that about every Olympics. You have to say it. What are you going to say?
It's like it's like any elections. It's the most important elections of all time.
That's right. And you have what else are you going to say? This will be the 15th largest Olympics of all time?
To building relationships, to discipline.
And what is it?
This will be the biggest Olympics ever.
Ever?
I don't know about that. I'm going to stay on high alert, whether that's true or not.
In the history of the Olympic movement right here in LA, it'll be the only Olympics that has had track and field and sporting events in the same venue ever, 3 times.
And Mayor Bass even pointed.
Oh, I see. What he was clumsily saying is it's the first time one facility will host 3 different Olympics, and that is the Coliseum.
Ever, 3 times.
Yeah.
And Mayor Bass even pointed out today that having the Olympics here in Southern California helps to fund programs like Play LA, where kids from all over the city can enroll in sports for as little as $10 per season. And for some families, that really is helpful to get their kids active and outdoors. But really exciting to know that the Olympics, 3 years away exactly.
Yeah, 3 years from today, we'll start the Olympics. So you guys all got to get ready. Got to get a fever pitch going. The Olympics are coming to LA. It's a big deal. But nobody's really that excited. It's too far away. Too far. All right, we're keeping an eye on the 15 freeway northbound right before Baker. Baker's that small little crappy town that has the alien jerky joint. The world's tallest thermometer is also there, and about 15 fast food places. And that's a wrap.
It was that Greek place, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. The Mad Greek? The Mad Greek.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. The Mad Greek. I love
that Mad Greek.
Yeah, the Mad Greek's not bad. Mad Greek is not a bad hang. But that is, if you're coming home from Vegas, you're going to Vegas, you are going to be wildly impacted by what's going on out there.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. On Demand from KFI AM 640.
This Labor Day, say goodbye to spills, stains, and overpriced furniture with WashableSofas.com. Featuring Anna Bay, the only machine washable sofa inside and out, where designer quality meets budget-friendly pricing. Sofas start at just $6.99, making it the perfect time to upgrade your space. Anna Bay's pet-friendly, stain-resistant, and interchangeable slip covers are made with high-performance fabric built for real life. You'll love the cloud-like comfort of hypoallergenic, high-resilience foam that never needs fluffing, and a durable steel frame that stands the test of time. With modular pieces, you can rearrange anytime. It's a sofa that adapts to your life. Now through Labor Day, get up to 60% off site-wide at WashableSofas.com. Every order comes with a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. If you're not in love, send it back for a full refund. No return shipping, no restocking fees, every penny back. Shop now at WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.
It is still very traffic-y in the desert, right as you approach Baker. And in the next segment at around 4:40, we had Steve Kreager coming on to talk about this incident. There's a truck on fire, and he also has a visual of it as well. But it's a mess. Getting out to Vegas, northbound 15 is an absolute mess. You may want to go tomorrow. All right, the owner of the world's greatest and most famous couch is here, Michael Monks. How you, bub?
Where in the Sam Hill have you been?
Buddy, I can't look at a couch at a Macy's without thinking of your crazy purchase.
I really didn't expect it to be this much of a topic of conversation around here, but it's given us a lot of content, and I hope the listeners have enjoyed it.
I think they have. I absolutely think they have. All right, so homelessness in L.A. has gone down to 0?
It has not gone down to zero. In fact, it's decreased closer to 0% than in the other direction that we want to see. But it has decreased again. So homeless officials, the LA Homeless Services Authority, and local government officials like LA Mayor Bass spoke today, releasing the data from that annual count of homeless people on the streets. And they say for the second year in a row, the number of homeless people living on the streets or living in shelters has decreased.
Well, what is the method behind, and how scientific is it to count people who are walking around?
Well, they do have a scientific method behind this. This is a scientifically backed survey. USC is involved. But the organizer at USC does note there is a margin of error involved here that could include upwards of 1,300 people.
Okay.
And when we're talking about 74,000 people, 1,300 cuts into that percentage a lot if all of those people are on the streets. Now, it does improve the number if there are 1,300 more people who are not on the streets.
But what's the number this year?
So this year there's about 72,000 plus homeless people in LA County.
Just in LA County?
Just in LA County. More than half of those are in LA City. But that is a 4% decrease countywide and a 3.4% decrease in the city. But as we talk about this, it is important to keep in mind how dramatically different the homeless situation is here compared to just half a decade ago.
Right.
They do this count every year. They usually do it in January. This year they could not because of the wildfires, so they went out and counted people in February. When they did this count in 2019, there was still a pretty high number, but that number countywide of homeless people was just under 59,000.
Is that right? Oh, so it's gone up, and you said 77 we're at?
Well, now
72.
We're at about 72.
Okay.
So even though it's trending down, it is still significantly higher than it was just in 2019 before the pandemic.
Now, are they counting, Michael Monks is with us, Saturday hosts from 7 and 9 p.m. Here on KFI. When they count homelessness, are they counting people living on the streets, or are they also including people living in their cars?
They are indeed counting all of these things. And so it's often difficult to sit. This is my second time sitting through this presentation. I did it last year as well when they had their first decrease in many years. They have different criteria. So the way they will classify you as just generally homeless is if you are sleeping on the street or if you are sleeping in a shelter and you do not have a home. But they also do, in fact, count people who are living in vehicles, whether it be a small compact car that they're crashing in the back of or one of those otherwise abandoned RVs that aren't moving. If you're living in those, you're also counted as sheltered.
Okay.
But you're still in the homeless count. So that's a different category. There are also homeless people who have been placed in transitional housing, maybe people in the Inside Safe program who have been relocated to a motel. That's not a permanent home, but that is supposed to transition them, and that is counted.
Now, when they count the homeless, it probably takes some time to do. And LA County is a fairly big place. 72,000, they've got to be, they've got to be somewhat happy about that. Look, they lose either way. If that number goes down to 20,000, then they lose a lot of benefits, because they get probably money from the state per homeless person when they count them, or the federal money.
It's long been a conversation. What happens when the problem is solved? What happens to the organizations that exist solely to service these individuals?
And there are a lot of
money. A lot of them that are pocketing a lot of the money that we talk about generally, the billions of dollars.
Sure.
It is funneled through the LA Homeless Services Authority, also known as LAHSA. But within that ecosystem, there are many, many service providers. Maybe they do medicine and health. Maybe they do education, but they also offer shelters. And they bank millions. And that's what we found out in the audits.
And those are the NGOs, right?
The non-government organizations. Okay. Yes, these are those entities that are making money and have not, in recent years, really had to back up their claims for what they're doing.
But they do now.
It seems that the tide is turning. For one, the LA Homeless Services Authority, which is a joint venture between the county and the city, will not have the county as part of it anymore. The county Board of Supervisors voted to leave LAHSA, except in one area, which is this, the homeless count. LAHSA will still be responsible to do the count, but the rest of those services will now be in-house at the county, and the city is going to have to figure out what it's going to do with this stuff. In fact, LA County...
That's weird, though. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
That's okay.
But it's weird to break up with somebody and say, we don't need you anymore, why don't you help us with the count?
Because of the money that is used for this and from where it comes. That is a federally funded program that you need an organization like this to handle for both the county and the city. So they will still be responsible for this.
Is it possible that there are more people making money off homelessness? You know, the NGOs, the charities, the the free clinics, the medical assist, than there are homeless people?
It's possible, but maybe not. I mean, look, we're talking about 70,000 people plus that are homeless, but there are thousands of people employed by LAHSA alone. There won't be any more because the county is leaving, but you can expect a lot of those folks who are working for LAHSA to be transitioned over into roles for the new homeless department at the county.
And what happened to Mayor Bass having to answer questions about where all these billions of dollars have gone, and she lawyered up and hasn't said a word?
She has not been as forthcoming as folks would like when it comes to the spending related to her signature program, Inside Safe. That's the program that takes folks, ideally, from the streets, from camps, into motels, these transitional motels.
Right.
She says that this program is clearly working because the numbers are now decreasing. But as Supervisor Lindsay Horvath pointed out, she's also happy that the number is decreasing. But she says at this pace, in order to solve the LA homeless crisis, it would take 3 centuries.
Okay. All right. Well, look, at least there's a finishing line, you know?
Yeah. So what year would that be? 23, 25?
Look, Los Al, I love the track, but as the longest stretch run in the history of horse racing, I keep just yelling, line, line, line. Where is it? It never shows up. At least they have a goal, you know?
Yeah.
300 years.
Yeah. Well, look, this is going to be the last homeless count with LAHSA fully intact, with the city and the county involved. By next year, it will be curious to see where we stand.
Oh, we might have 2 counts.
Well, there'll still be 1 count, but there will be different approaches to addressing this homelessness crisis.
And it might be a vastly different outcome.
Could be good, could be bad.
But wouldn't it be 2? Wouldn't it be city and
this
county?
Is city and county. So this count alone does the county in its entirety and then offers specific numbers related to the city of Los Angeles.
Okay, so next year it'll just be 1 count.
No. Well, it is 1 count now. Where were you on vacation?
No.
Did you take a long nap?
No, you said there's an LA city number and an LA county number.
Yes, but it's conducted in the same count. It's basically
right. But that's what I'm saying. Next year, it's not going to be the same count.
No, it will be the same count. LAHSA will still do this on behalf of LA County and LA City. It's like the census.
Oh, I see. Okay.
That you would get the population of California and the population of Los Angeles because of the same guy counting.
Excellent. All right, I imagine we'll hear more of it on Saturday night. 7 to 9 p.m.
Absolutely, you will.
All right, you're the best. Michael Monks and the best couch in downtown LA. Real quickly, for people that don't know that story, Monks went to a mall to buy a couch, which nobody does anymore, except 90-year-olds. And he bought a $5,000 couch at a Macy's, but you got it for $600?
With tax, $707.
$707. And you said it's the best couch you've ever seen in your life.
It was the floor model. That was the drawback. 2 years of asses sitting on that couch.
I love the couch, Monks. Thank you, buddy.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. On Demand from KFI AM 640.
This Labor Day, say goodbye to spills, stains, and overpriced furniture with WashableSofas.com. Featuring Anna Bay, the only machine washable sofa inside and out, where designer quality meets budget-friendly pricing. Sofas start at just $6.99, making it the perfect time to upgrade your space. Anna Bay's pet-friendly, stain-resistant, and interchangeable slip covers are made with high-performance fabric built for real life. You'll love the cloud-like comfort of hypoallergenic, high-resilience foam that never needs fluffing, and a durable steel frame that stands the test of time. With modular pieces, you can rearrange anytime. It's a sofa that adapts to your life. Now through Labor Day, get up to 60% off site-wide at WashableSofas.com. Every order comes with a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. If you're not in love, send it back for a full refund. No return shipping, no restocking fees, every penny back. Shop now at WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.
All right, there's a fire burning in the desert, and that's not good, especially if you're on the 5 15 freeway and you're going northbound towards Vegas, you're done. If you're an electric car, it's almost over. You have to pull over in Baker, find somebody with an extension cord, and plug in. All right, Steve Kreager is with us. He is the, I'm just telling it the way it is, Angel. I know you like to, sugarcoat everything. There's nothing sweet going on out there. All right, Steve Kreager is with us, ex-LA County firefighter, fire captain, I believe. You retired as captain, huh?
That's correct.
What's higher than captain?
The next level up is battalion chief.
Did you ever want to do that, and they just said no?
No, I took tests many times and failed it on purpose because I love you. I just wanted to see if I could pass it.
Okay, all right. What's burning in the desert? Why are people stopped on the freeway?
Well, what it looks like from the pictures I'm seeing from CHP and traffic cams, it looks like a semi-truck, and it's burning very dark black smoke. So some type of maybe petroleum products or plastics in that truck. But the first thing you do on a fire engine, you pull up to a semi-truck on fire, is you try to get a hold of the driver and get his bill of lading so you know what you're dealing with, because maybe you don't want to fight that fire. You want to clear everybody out and stay away from it. You don't know what the hazards are. But basically, you fire like that, life, property, and environment are your concerns. But out there in the desert, there's no hydrants out there along the road. So you can use the water you have. Out there, those engines might have larger water tanks. Normally, most city fire engines have 500 gallons. Those out there could have upwards of 1,000, but they may have to drive to Baker to get more water.
But isn't 1,000 gallons enough to put that fire out?
No, not if you have petroleum products involved. It may not be enough.
And Steve, in your opinion, your professional, tutored opinion as a captain, why do those catch on fire? Is it the brakes that heat up? What catches fire?
It's hard to say. Depending on what type of trailer it was, it could, if a trailer has an open top, it could be hot embers coming out of their exhaust pipe. It could be from the brakes. That's very common. You see that a lot up on the grapevine where the brakes overheat and then they spread. And those trailers have aluminum skin off them. So if the brakes start flaming up and the tires catch on fire, they'll spread to that trailer in no time at all, because the sides of those trailers are about as thin as an aluminum can.
Okay, but if it's an open, cargo truck, why don't they just drop a couple of loads from a helicopter and call it a day?
Well, they probably could, but helicopters aren't normally used for that. But that's definitely a possibility if there's one available out there. Maybe I don't know what their resources are out there at that.
Who's fighting that? Is that San Bernardino County Fire?
I believe that's San Bernardino County Fire, and they probably have helicopters available, but the fire is pretty much contained. It's staying there in that trailer. It's not spreading to the brush. It's pretty much there.
Let me ask you a question, Steve. On a bigger note, isn't there some kind of cool power trip that you guys get on when you shut the freeway down and you make all these people in expensive cars sit there and sweat? Isn't that kind of cool?
Oh, no. It's not cool. Those guys, it's 112 out there right now, according to the weather map I'm looking at. And I don't think those firefighters want to be out there any longer than the people in their cars do.
You're probably right.
Take care of business, go back to the fire station.
I don't want to brag, but I think I could put that thing out in 10 minutes. Do you think that's true?
Well, if you had a giant flame retardant tarp, you could put over it. But I don't know. It takes a while.
But Steve, isn't that fire off to the side of the road? It's on the shoulder, right?
It kind of looks that way, but it looks like the smoke is blowing across the road.
Okay.
Just from the I've seen. So it became.
Okay, but Steve, 90%, 95% of those people driving northbound on the 15 are addicted to gambling, and they're gamblers. Yeah. Why don't you say to them, look, you can drive by at your own risk, and 95% of them would drive by?
Well, that's up to the CHP to deal with that. CHP, when it comes to a fire on the freeway, the fire department takes care of the fire or medical incident, and CHP takes care of the traffic issues. So, but it sounds like they're letting people go by now on the far left. Now that the fire's probably pretty well knocked down, they can let people go by in the far left lane or in the center median and get by.
Oh, good. Okay.
Those sit of that fire, it's going to create a hazard on the road.
Yeah,
and
it sucks.
So you know what's in that. Maybe it's very toxic stuff in the smoke. You just don't want to take a risk of.
Yeah, I think we all breathe that kind of crap in all day anyway. But I appreciate you coming on. I hope you're enjoying your retirement. We'll check in with you again.
Yeah. All right. Take care.
Thanks, man. There you go, Steve Kreager, retired captain with LA County. That guy knows his stuff, man. All right, we'll come back with Angel Martinez and check to see if Steve was telling us the truth or he's lying about opening up a lane or two and trying to get people by on that 15. That's a big deal out there. And look, if you were stuck behind a traffic jam like that, you'd want us to talk about it too. So
I've been reporting that the lanes have been open for like the last 2
I know,
reports.
but you know what? I've a splitting headache. So when we come back, we'll talk to Angel Martinez. We're live on KFI AM 640. Conway Show on demand on the iHeartRadio app. Now, you can always hear us live on KFI AM 640, 4 to 7 p.m., Monday through Friday, and anytime on demand on the iHeartRadio app.
This Labor Day, say goodbye to spills, stains, and overpriced furniture with WashableSofas.com. Featuring Anabay, the only machine washable sofa inside and out, where designer quality meets budget-friendly pricing. Sofas start at just $6.99, making it the perfect time to upgrade your space. Anabay's pet-friendly, stain-resistant, and interchangeable slipcovers are made with high-performance fabric built for real life. You'll love the cloud-like comfort of hypoallergenic, high-resilience foam that never needs fluffing, and a durable steel frame that stands the test of time. With modular pieces, you can rearrange anytime. It's a sofa that adapts to your life. Now through Labor Day, get up to 60% off site-wide at WashableSofas.com. Every order comes with a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. If you're not in love, send it back for a full refund. No return shipping, no restocking fees, every penny back. Shop now at WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.